When the calendar turns past your 60th birthday, who will truly be there for you? In your younger years, the answer seems clear-cut. Your spouse, your children, those lifelong friends who've shared every milestone. But as the decades pass, you begin to notice something unexpected. People move away, priorities change, and those you counted on become wrapped up in their own lives. The truth is, the support system you've always taken for granted might not be as dependable as you once believed. In this video, we're exploring 6 crucial pillars that become more reliable than family as you navigate your golden years. This isn't about pushing loved ones away. It's about building a foundation so strong that you'll never feel vulnerable or abandoned when life throws its inevitable curveballs. By establishing these 6 pillars, you create a sense of security and independence that will sustain you through whatever challenges lie ahead. Stay with me until the end, because understanding these pillars could completely transform how you view support in later life. Once you grasp their importance, you'll never again feel helpless, isolated, or unprepared for what comes next. Let's begin. The most steadfast ally you'll ever have isn't a person. It's your financial independence. While money can't purchase happiness, it certainly buys options, security, and peace of mind. As you age, it becomes increasingly clear that depending on family for financial assistance isn't a strategy, it's a gamble. Your children face their own financial pressures, mortgages, education costs, caring for their own families. Despite their best intentions and deepest love, they may not have the capacity to help when you need it most. Consider Maria, who at 71 always assumed her 3 successful children would provide a safety net if needed. She'd helped them through college, assisted with down payments on their first homes, and never hesitated when they needed financial support. But when her retirement fund took a devastating hit during a market downturn, she reluctantly asked for assistance, only to discover her children were stretched thin with their own obligations, not from lack of caring, but from the simple reality of their financial circumstances. This is why financial self-reliance forms the cornerstone of independence after 60. It's not about accumulating wealth, it's about creating stability. It means establishing an emergency fund, securing reliable income streams, and developing a clear approach to managing your resources so you never find yourself at someone else's mercy. If you're approaching or beyond 60, ask yourself, have I saved enough to weather unexpected expenses? Is my retirement income secure? Have I minimized debt and financial vulnerabilities that could leave me exposed? If these questions reveal gaps in your financial foundation, the time to act is now. Learn to budget effectively, eliminate unnecessary expenses, and invest in vehicles that provide long-term security. Because ultimately your financial independence is the one support that remains unwavering regardless of how life unfolds. There exists one asset in life that no amount of love, wealth, or external support can substitute: your health. Beyond age 60, your body becomes either your greatest resource or your most limiting constraint. The stark reality is that all the financial security in the world means little if your health deteriorates to the point where independence becomes impossible. While family may offer their concern and care, they cannot exercise for you, make healthy dietary choices on your behalf, or halt the aging process. That responsibility rests squarely on your shoulders. Many people neglect their health with the subconscious assumption that someone will eventually step in to provide care. But the truth is, even with deeply caring family members, they have their own commitments and limitations. They may lack the time, resources, or capability to serve as your caregiver, and relying on others for your basic needs often leaves you feeling powerless. This is why investing in your health today represents one of the most critical commitments you can make to your future self. Look at Thomas, who at 67 had always been physically active until retirement, when he gradually abandoned his fitness routines. He told himself there would be plenty of time to get back in shape someday. Before he realized what was happening, his stamina had plummeted, his mobility had decreased, and everyday tasks had become challenging struggles. His daughter visited on weekends but couldn't possibly provide daily assistance. Eventually, Thomas came to understand that maintaining his independence meant reclaiming control of his health. Not eventually, not when it was convenient, but immediately. You don't need to train for a marathon, but consistent, moderate efforts yield remarkable results. Move your body daily, choose nourishing foods over processed alternatives, and take preventive healthcare seriously. If you've been dismissing warning signs, persistent discomfort, mobility challenges, declining energy, it's time to address them proactively. Every health-conscious choice you make today pays dividends for your future self. Remember, your most dependable support system isn't found in your children, siblings, or friends. It's in your capacity to remain active, capable, and self-sufficient. The more you prioritize physical vitality now, the less you'll need to depend on anyone else later. One of the most common mistakes as people age is allowing themselves to become isolated. It often happens gradually. Friends relocate, loved ones pass away, and before you realize it, your social world has contracted dramatically. The danger in this lies in the creeping loneliness that follows, which research shows is particularly harmful after 60. Loneliness doesn't just affect your emotional state, it impacts your physical health, cognitive function, and can even shorten your lifespan. You might assume your family will naturally fill this social void, but consider this reality. Your adult children are navigating careers, raising families, and managing numerous responsibilities that demand their attention. They may love you deeply, but they simply cannot be your primary source of social engagement. This is why cultivating a diverse social network becomes an essential pillar of support in later years. These are the people who check in regularly, share laughter, and bring vibrancy to your everyday life. These relationships aren't optional luxuries, they're fundamental necessities. Take Elizabeth, who at 74 had always centered her social life around family gatherings. With 2 devoted daughters and 5 grandchildren, she never worried about companionship. But as years passed, her daughters became increasingly consumed with professional demands and their children's activities. The weekly visits gradually became monthly phone calls, and Elizabeth found herself spending days without meaningful human interaction. Rather than resign herself to solitude, she took initiative by reconnecting with former colleagues, joining a community garden project, and enrolling in a local art class. Suddenly, her days were filled with conversations, shared experiences, and a renewed sense of belonging. She no longer waited for family to provide connection, she created it herself. Friendships, community involvement, and even casual acquaintances provide something invaluable, a sense of social identity and purpose. Whether it's regular coffee with a neighbour, participation in a book discussion group, or membership in a walking club, cultivating relationships beyond family creates a resilient network of emotional support. The more diverse connections you establish now, the more robust your support system will be as years progress. Ask yourself, who in my life consistently brings joy and energy? If meaningful names don't immediately come to mind, it's time to expand your social horizons. Because ultimately, a vibrant social network isn't merely about avoiding loneliness. It's about surrounding yourself with people who affirm your value, elevate your spirits, and enrich every phase of life's journey. Perhaps the most overlooked foundation of support isn't another person at all. It's your own sense of purpose. As you move beyond 60, many long-held roles begin to transform. The identities that once defined your days, professional, parental, caregiver, gradually shift. Retirement arrives, children establish independent lives, and the rhythm of daily life changes dramatically. Without a clear sense of purpose, it becomes distressingly easy to feel irrelevant, unnecessary, or disconnected from the world around you. The truth is, regardless of how much your family cares for you, they cannot provide you with purpose. That's something you must cultivate yourself. Having compelling reasons to greet each morning, whether through passionate interests, meaningful projects, or personal goals, keeps your mind engaged, your emotions balanced, and your life fulfilling. Purpose is what transforms you from a passive observer of life to an active participant. Life tests us continuously, regardless of our age. Beyond 60, challenges don't disappear. They simply take different forms. Relationships evolve, we face losses, health concerns emerge, and sometimes life feels more solitary than in earlier decades. The reality is, no matter how extensive your support network, your most dependable source of strength will always come from within. Your capacity to adapt to circumstances, process difficult emotions, and find tranquility amid uncertainty is what propels you forward, particularly when life unfolds differently than anticipated. Many people rely exclusively on family for emotional support, expecting children, siblings, or other relatives to always provide comfort during difficult periods. But everyone faces their own struggles. Your loved ones may not consistently have the emotional bandwidth or perspective to provide the stability you need. This is why developing emotional resilience becomes crucial. It enables you to find strength within yourself rather than constantly seeking it externally. If there's one undeniable truth about life after 60, it's this: nothing remains static. People evolve, circumstances transform, and what once seemed reliable may become less certain. The key to flourishing in this life stage isn't clinging to the past. It's your ability to adapt to changing realities. Those who struggle most with aging are often those who resist change, holding too tightly to what was rather than embracing what is. Conversely, those who learn to adjust their expectations, remain open to possibilities, and welcome new experiences find contentment regardless of circumstances. Many assume that by a certain age, personalities and preferences become fixed. This mindset can be limiting, preventing you from discovering unexpected opportunities, forming new connections, and experiencing growth that could substantially enrich your later years. Adaptability isn't merely accepting change passively, it's actively seeking ways to evolve alongside it. Reaching your 60s and beyond brings both hard-earned wisdom and unique challenges. While family will always hold a special place in your heart, the most reliable support ultimately comes not from others, but from the foundation you build for yourself. Your financial self-reliance ensures you never need to depend on others for basic security. Your physical vitality determines whether you maintain independence or require assistance. Your social connections keep you engaged, supported, and emotionally nourished. Your sense of purpose provides meaning and direction regardless of age. Your emotional resilience strengthens you against inevitable difficulties, and your adaptability allows you to thrive even when plans derail. With these 6 pillars firmly established, you'll never experience complete isolation. You won't need to plead for support, feel helpless during challenging times, or wait for rescue from external sources. True security doesn't stem from hoping others will appear when needed. It comes from knowing you've built the inner and outer resources to stand strong through whatever life brings. Thank you for joining me today. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below sharing one insight that resonated with you and how you plan to implement it in your life. Your perspective matters tremendously, and your comments provide the motivation that helps this channel grow. If you found value in today's video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future content designed to inform and inspire. Your support makes it possible to continue creating meaningful resources for this community. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.